Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome again to Snacks Thoughts. And today, I welcome you to the Friday night chit chat. Yes, indeed. What is the snacks thought of the day? Well, I was considering some things about while most people are in a global lockdown to prevent the spread of this coronavirus and quarantining purposes. And what came to my mind was a slogan: quarantining leads to reflection. Quarantining leads to reflection. And when I talk about the quarantine, obviously, I'm talking about the lockdown that many of us are actually in, that's been imposed by our governments, and we basically are only supposed to go out for the essentials or to places that are essential, but pretty much we're supposed to stay confined to our own homes or quarters. And so I thought about it and I was like, wow, okay. You have this time on your hands, if you're not teleworking or anything like that. And it actually gives you a chance to kind of slow down and actually really sit back and reflect on some things. And for everybody, that's going to be something different. For me, what I've been reflecting on since I've had to being locked down and do some telework from home. I mean, basically, I was like, okay, well, I was thinking about travel. What's my next move? Or when we do get this ban lifted, where am I headed next? And so I was thinking about somewhere maybe in Latin or like South America. And I've also considered potentially moving abroad permanently. And so I said, well, you know what? This would probably be a good time to learn another language. And in my case, because I have interest in certain countries that are either in Latin or South America, I thought about start studying Spanish. I mean, heck, what are you going to do? It's like, it ain't like you really can go too many places, and even if you do, it's like really nothing is really open, to be honest. Outside of going grocery shopping, or definitely going outside to exercise or something like that. But for the most part, we pretty much are confined to our homes. So this is a time within these four walls to reflect. And it could be some self-reflection, or it can be out of reflection, but it does give you an opportunity and a chance to really slow down and think about things that you really wouldn't have thought of or would have paid it no mind. And like, most of us have pretty busy lives. We're used to getting up and coming and going as we please, and we have our own agendas and we have our busy schedules. And sometimes when you're in a state of being busy, you really don't have enough time to consider maybe some areas or things that you missed, or to maybe consider the simple things, the simple things. And I've always said that it is the simple things that make up the big picture. Little details, they make up the big picture, And so during this time, while we are in this state of lockdown or within our four walls, it's a good time for some reflection, hey, what's our next move? What's your next move? Family ties, or just to consider life in general. All the things that sometimes we weigh in on too much or take too serious. Maybe it's really time out to step back and reevaluate what's important. getting our priorities straight. But yeah, for my reflection, I think I'm gonna probably start taking Spanish. Start with Spanish. Probably sometime this week. Since like I said, basically confined to the crib for the most part. Get to if those that telework, get your telework on, and then when that's over with, hey, make it happen. We have social media, so we have nothing but time on our hands. Nothing but time. But yeah, a period of reflection, quarantine leads to reflection because it puts us in a position that we never thought we'd be. I'm quite sure pretty much probably 100% of us never thought that we would be in this position. But nevertheless, here we are. So the question is, all right, we're in this position. What are you going to do? And like I said, for each one of us, that's going to be different. Our needs are different. And especially at this time, some people are really going through it right now. So it's like for a lot of people, they can only focus on survival. And so I really hope, and pray that those that are in a bit of a struggle, and it may necessarily be financially, it could be other things, it could be health issues, but any one problem in an environment like this, it becomes bigger and compounded because you have the system that's breaking down, and you have basically chaos, being held back by a thread. We are just a thread from all hell breaking loose, from chaos. And so hopefully and prayerfully they'll be able to string them cords together and string enough of those threads together to keep everything in place and to get people what they need, and so that we can recover and rebound. But something to think about, something to think about. But yes, indeed, quarantining leads to reflection. Quarantining leads to reflection. That's all I have for this podcast. And this right here, again, is Snacks Thoughts. And you can find me on Spreaker, Anchor, Spotify, iTunes, and also my videos do upload to my YouTube channel as well. But check me out. Anchor, I'm on several different audio podcast platforms. So come over there and join me. And I normally do my thing, with the Friday night chit chat. Yes, indeed. So, come and join me, but subscribe to Snacks Thoughts. That's SNAKZTHOUGHTS, Snacks Thoughts. And I also have a YouTube channel called Eric Broadus YouTube. That's EricBroadus YouTube. And so go to my YouTube channel and subscribe and tap that bell. Share my YouTube channel, share the videos, push it out, get the word out. And always hit that like or unlike button on the videos and leave some comments so we can dialogue. Yes, indeed. But share my channel, Snacks Thoughts. Share my podcast. But again, name of this podcast is Quarantining Leads to Reflection. That's all I have, and that's Snacks Thoughts for today. I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.